welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. For our next particular sessions, we have Timothy Ho from LexisNexis. There's going to basically presenting main focus today is LegalTech, embracing digital transformation to improve competitive positioning. Now, some of you may know LexisNexis print a lot of case law book as well as intelligence that used by law firm as well as legal team as well. However, I think in the last couple of years or so, LexisNexis has been proactively transform their product and services, and also helping the legal and regulatory and compliance community to access intelligence, case law, and information online. Timothy, welcome and thank you. I know that you're going to basically talk about what they can do with this new technology and how they can actually apply into their LegalTech initiative. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. Both, some of you may actually already met Timothy last year in our conference and their team as well. I think you have a full house of 100+ people.
Yep.
And today we have 180 people already basically listening to you right now. And just now I basically go through your slide. It's actually quite interesting that you are now, when people log on from Hong Kong, obviously they have to use other platform. They can also search case law in China. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. You're going to walk us through that later?
Yeah, sure, I will.
Okay. Well, if you have any questions, you can just say something nice there, or you can basically ask a question in the question the top. For those who just join us, again, on the top left-hand corner, there is the things for schedule. Now we're on session number 2. And if you basically click through it, you'll basically see session 1 to 4. You can join those sessions later. Now, today, again, all the session that we're presenting here is basically to help you managing fraud, risk, compliance during the crisis and disruptions. And legal technology play a great role when it comes to this disruption. Recently, I think Hong Kong court also opens up online dispute resolutions. Am I correct?
I am aware that the Hong Kong courts is now allowing some like a phone conference or something that people they can go to court, but through virtual meetings, and in order to avoid COVID-19 impact.
I think there's some sort of grant as well, giving it to a law firm to apply for it, so they can actually buy technologies and such.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, the LegalTech fund, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, without further ado, can we give a warm welcome applause? Please, basically. Put it and say something nice, or say thank you to Timothy so that he doesn't feel alone speaking with the computer.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome to you, Timothy. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jeffrey. Thank you. So good morning, everyone. My name is Timothy. I'm from LexisNexis. First of all, a warm welcome to every one of you joining today's session, and hope today's session will be helpful to you. Now, today what we're going to talk about, it's about LegalTech, embracing digital transformation to improve competitive positioning. I just want to give you a little bit of the signposting and also the structure of what we're going to talk about today. We will have 2 parts in terms of our presentation today. The first part we're going to talk about, it's about the Hong Kong LegalTech adoption, how does the law firms and in-house counsels has been adopting the legal technology in recent years. We're going to also discuss about this trends in other jurisdictions as well, such as the States and also UK, in order to give everyone in the house to have a better picture as to how the legal technology is going to move forward this year or even in the years to come. So that we'll be giving you some statistics and some research papers and results, giving you a better understanding in terms of how this legal technology may impact your legal practice in the long run. And then the second part of today's session, I will give you a little bit of the demo, or a little bit of the showcase of our latest technology that we've done so far in Hong Kong and also in mainland China as well. Now, of course, that if you're very familiar with our platform, we also cover content in other like civil jurisdictions, or such as Japan, Korea, or even other places as well. But for today, we're only purely focusing on common law and China for today. Okay, so without further ado, let me begin for the first session. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop your questions in the chat box. And also, we also have some polling questions. If you are interested, please feel free to choose the answer for us to have a better understanding of the Hong Kong legal tech adoption analysis as well. Thank you very much. So first of all, this is a report that actually it's a survey done by the Law Society of Hong Kong back in December 2019 last year. This is actually interviewed 137 different individuals. It includes 77% of them is actually in law firms, 80% of them is actually in in-house. So this survey, it's to say like how is the law firms and in-house has been adopting legal technology in their practice. Now, on the chart on the right, you will see that the main focus, of course, will be legal research. That would be the most familiar legal technology that everyone has been used to since law school. And of course, it also includes some document management, some document drafting, and some practice management on all these types of things. Now, the thing we want to show with you today is like this is how the market is sort of like pretty familiar and used to the legal research platform and legal research adoption. However, for the other types of the other types of legal technology software or the systems, not a lot of law firms or in-house has been adopting it so far. And of course, the main reasons for such adoption is mainly, as you can see, and the reasons on the left, and as I've highlighted in red right now, is purely because of the improvement in efficiency, in work quality, and of course, like today's topic, to gain your competitive edge compared to other law firms or even compared to other in-house counsels. So, my apologies. So this is the situations now in Hong Kong, how most of them actually been adopting this legal research platform. And of course, some of the, most of them will be law firms, as you can see on the screen. The blue ones stands for the law firms, whereas the orange ones, not most of them didn't adopt much for the in-house counsels. So this would be the situations in Hong Kong. Now, the next slide. This is a global trend that is actually in the States. Now, this is actually done by Deloitte, and to show you a bit of how the other jurisdictions has been, what are their reactions in terms of these legal technology adoptions. Now, most of them actually, they're very eager and also love to adopt and embrace this new technology in their practice, because as you can see the figures right now on the screen, I don't want to show them like pinpointed one by one, but just give you a summary as to what this slide would tell you. Is like more than about 70% or 80% of these legal counsels actually believe that their legal department play a bigger and bigger role in the company strategy in how to make decisions that actually improve the long-term development of the company as well. So therefore, they need to embrace this different cutting-edge technology to actually help them to standardize their internal legal templates, to automate their existing workflow in terms of the legal operations, to be able to have a bigger, in terms of not only staff, but also in terms of technology, to be able to support their legal department, to be able to oversee their in-house legal matters, or even if to brief out external legal counsels. So that's why on the screen, how to shift it from technology ready to be a technology enabled. So this is what we're going to do today as well. So I just want to give you, apart from what Hong Kong is doing right now, but at the same time, what the states and other jurisdictions are doing as well. So this is the report done by Deloitte in 2018. So if you're interested, please feel free to read on about this, but this is the brief summary what I'm going to share with you about this particular slide. Now, apart from that, we also have some research papers from other well-known institutions and companies that make some predictions as to what's going to come up next in this future decades in terms of legal technology development. The one would be Gartner. In this year, 2020, they published an article, and they predict by 2023, which is 3 years from now, 33% of this corporate legal department, mainly in-house, they will actually have a dedicated legal technology expert, meaning you not only, of course, the legal knowledge will be very important in addressing the legal matters and operations, but at the same time, you also need to be very tech savvy, whether it's because of the automation of the in-house workflows, or even in order to support the large amount of legal work they actually need to do within the legal departments in the years to come. So it's very close by now. I mean, like, it's already 2020, and the predictions about by 2023. Of course, this is not just limited to Hong Kong. This is more like a global situations that a Gartner makes such predictions. So this is something that you can be able to predict, at the same time to make some risk management in terms of how you can try to see what types of legal technology in the market that actually help you, especially help your department to make the workflow more seamless, at the same time more tech savvy, to save time and improve efficiency. Now, this is not the first time you probably hear such information about these, how legal technology is actually going to impact your firm or even your companies in terms of the practice and stuff. Now, however, not much people are actually doing it, or actually not less inclined to do this. Now, this is also another a statement also made by Gartner that 40% of these leaders in the legal departments, and also believe that all these, because you're probably not only responsible for one particular jurisdictions, you're also responsible for multiple jurisdictions, such as APAC, or even all the global jurisdictions under the headquarters of Hong Kong, maybe, or even other Asian regions. When you need to be responsibly managing all these multiple jurisdictions and regulations at the same time, this is actually very, very important to manage all these risks. However, as you can see, as only 15% of them actually feel highly prepared to do so. So this is a pretty stark contrast as to how important this managing all these legal issues across multiple jurisdictions, but at the same time, how not that much preparation has been made in order to address these issues that may actually come up in 2023 for such predictions. Now, the reasons behind is that we find, and also according to another research done by Bloomberg here, is like it's about like tight budgets and lack of knowledge about this legal technology in the market. I believe that all these in-house counsels, whether you're a director or even compliance or in-house counsel, you're very familiar that these legal departments, as the cost center of the company, or even they may not necessarily have much budget in terms of in spending on legal technology. So that's probably one of the reasons why. At the same time, that there are probably different players in the market that, when you're so occupied with your legal work in a day-to-day basis, you may not necessarily have much understanding and knowledge as to what's actually available in the market to help you to tackle the issues or the operations that you need in Hong Kong or even in other multiple jurisdictions. So that's why it hinders your ability to leverage the latest legal technology to help with your legal operations and stuff. Now, in addition to this, well, what happens if you actually adopt this legal technology for your legal practice or even for your workflow? This is also another report done by Gartner in 2018 that the departments actually, when they be more digital readiness, whether it's automation or even at the types of legal technology, because in different types of technology, it helps with different parts of the practice that you may do, be it research, be it drafting, be it automation or practice management. There's so many technology available out there, but you can actually increase your project delivered by 63% in order to significantly improve your work efficiency. At the same time, because of the efficiency that you got, you will be able to manage the legal and compliance risk for your projects increased by 46% in that. So this is actually very, very important for your companies to consider, or for your law firms to consider, how these may actually improve the competitive edge of your firms or even your companies with the legal matters and issues. Now, this is going to be the last slide for the first session about this legal trends and technology. So this is also something that we've done by us, LexisNexis in 2020, and also done by Deloitte in 2018 as well, but not in conjunction with each other. It's just I put all these figures into one same slide. Now, so here, as we as a legal technology company, we also find that there are a lot of growing legal data, whether it's new judgments every single day, or new legislation, or also even new books that we publish every single day. We have this huge amount of legal data that we have daily, or even in multiple jurisdictions on a daily basis. We need to enhance our legal research platform and capabilities to equip with more AI, analytics, and visualization tools to help you to manage, like, instead of using eye to look up the information that you need, you can actually use machines and also use all this technology to help you to manage the scale that only can be done by machines. So this is something that we do, and we're very excited to show you in the next session as well. And also on the gray box on the right-hand side, this is done by Deloitte, that by 2021, how technology will be able to make a positive impact for your compliance, for your contract cycle, for your performance metrics, and also your M&A due diligence and visibility in terms of the risk across multiple business lines and functions in multiple jurisdictions. So this is a little bit of the summary at the same time as to how this legal technology is going to develop in the years to come and what has been done so far. So this is a little bit of the reports that we'd like to share with you today in Hong Kong and also other jurisdictions. So that would be the first session of my presentation today. Now, we'll move on to the second stage and also second part of today's presentation. So in light of all these information that you've heard, how these legal technology is coming up very, very soon, how much efficiency and improve the productivity in your workflow, how important is that, and how all these factors, whether it's budget or even knowledge, that may hinder your ability to leverage it. So what can I do, and what's available in the market? So we would like to share with you what do we have in the house. At the same time, take it as a reference, whether it be useful to you today, or even if you switch jobs to other companies, that may come in handy when you know such information. So today, we're going to pinpoint some of the really key factors or the key practice that you do as an in-house counsel, even as a law firm practitioners. What would be the major issues or the problems that we could be able to assist? As you can see in the Hong Kong survey, most of them, the first category is legal research. So that's the first thing we believe is the most important thing. One of the most important things relevant to in-house counsels is also something what you know us for as the legal research area. And in addition to that, most of the time when we meet in-house counsels or practitioners, when we hear most will be about draft, how you'll be able to draft your legal agreements or documents in a very efficient and seamless manner to be able to have a less turnaround time and to can send to your clients much faster and more efficient than the past. This is also very, very critical and important for counsels as well. Especially when we're situated in Hong Kong. The last category is a little bit different, but of course it's very unique in Hong Kong. It's about PRC law. As we know there are a lot of clients and a lot of companies in Hong Kong where, although they're situated in Hong Kong, but at the same time, they're actually responsible for mainland China, or even if they have a China office, they also be very keen as to know how the latest development of Chinese laws as well, as they probably change quite frequently. You need to keep yourself updated as to how to be able to manage when Hong Kong was such a small city that you have all these large amount of data already. Imagine the scale of China, that mainland China having all these billions people, like millions or even billions of data that coming in. So how we could be able to manage it and track all these developments is also very critical as well. So this is what we think, and at the same time, what we, according to the statistics and the meetings that we have with clients, what we identify the most important pressing issues to counsels so far. So in addressing these, we find that we have Hong Kong Advance, Lexis Advance. They'll be able to help you with the research needs. We also have practical guidance to address your drafting needs. And we also have Alexis China to address your PRC law needs as well. So this is what the product line that we have in order to tackle the different issues that you have in your practice. So these is the three different screenshots that we have taken, and at the same time what the platform actually looks like that you'd be able to adopt for your legal firms, for your law firms, or for in-house counsels to be able to leverage the latest technology in the house. So this is a little bit of a demo as to share with you what we actually cover in this Lexis Advanced Hong Kong platform. So we won an award last year in 2019 for the Online Services for Legal Award. This is very, very different from what you have seen in the past. So you ever know us for, and in the past, in the previous generation model, or even in the past few years, you're aware of what our legal research platform looked like. Now we have already done a revamped and also an upgrade of the entire platform. It looks very, very different right now. So for the time being, we cover all these jurisdictions, as you can see on the screen, mainly the common law. We also covered some of the EU cases and decisions as well. So if that's relevant to you, you can also take that into consideration. So mainly Hong Kong, of course, and Singapore, Malaysia, UK, Canada, America, New Zealand, Australia, things like that. Okay, so these will be the jurisdictions that we have been covering so far in the Lexis Advanced Hong Kong platform. For China, we'll cover it in a separate platform called Alexis China. And for the platform so far, we cover all these different materials. Of course, many people know us for will be about judgments, but in addition to that, we also cover legislation, dictionaries, notes, and all these informations, also very practical to use as well. So the platform looks like this. So whenever you conduct a search, this is what the platform looks like. Now, in the old days, you would see there's only one color, and then you'll be able to find it for yourself. But actually, you can now switch to multiple color system. You'll be able to see that for different colors, it stands for different keywords and different terms. It's easy for you to identify that from these results, you can maneuver to choose what keywords is actually relevant to you and just simply click on them. You can move to other extracts of the judgments and see what's actually good for you. And you can decide whether you want this judgment or you want to skip this judgment. So this is entirely up to you. So this multicoloring system is something what we have developed in the States, and we are migrating this technology in Hong Kong as well. So even if you're searching Hong Kong cases, legislation, books, or even across multiple jurisdictions, most of them you also actually see such system in place to help you to locate the results that you need much easier and much faster for you to find the information that you want to. This is something very, very landmark and very significant, distinct from other research platforms that you may find in the house. Apart from coloring, we also cover abbreviations and synonyms as well. So when you look at the screen, this is about NDA. I only type NDA in the screen, and it shows up confidentiality agreement. It also covers non-disclosure agreements as well. So it covers abbreviations. It also covers synonyms. So it also gives you the edge, to be able to pinpoint the information that you need. Not only need to type in, but the system already pick it up for you already automatically. So this is something we're very proud and we also want to share with you as well. It's a very better than our previous model instead of compare with our competitors, but at least much better than our previous model. And apart from English, we also cover Chinese as well. So traditional Chinese characters, because most of judgments cover Chinese. So you can also cover Chinese in your legal research. So next time, if you're done, find the English resources are not that helpful, try Chinese judgments and see if that would bring anything on the table that may be helpful as well. This would be about some checklists. So in addition, apart from like books, cases that people know us for, we also giving you checklist. This is not something you submit to SFC or any other regulatory bodies for your compliance whatsoever. This is something for internal reference. So if you do an M&A, you can check to see if there's anything you've done, whether you've got relevant documents from the other parties, whether you've done everything that you need in order to close the deal, so therefore you don't miss anything. But this is something like the internal checklist for your reference. So we also provide that as well from our materials. So you can also check in on our platform as well. And and of course, this is something you're very familiar with. This is about our content. Now, in addition to this, we also have some these different functions that we made available this year in 2020 that you can actually highlight the paragraph that you want, and then you can actually choose in different color you want, and at the same time annotate and share with people, and share with the board of directors, share with the clients, and pinpoint it and make your own annotations and share with the customers. And so this is a new feature that we added. You can also share this and make such annotation for your judgments, to post anything they may have you. So you'll be able to work like very seamlessly across your own departments or even across your clients. And so this is where we provide this on our platform. So we also provide dictionary that in the previous slide you see we cover Chinese and English definitions of terms. All these will be available. So this is about research. Okay, so this is about research that you can find on our platform. The second category is about practical guidance. Well, this one, it's you may or may not necessarily have heard of it, but it's very simple. It's more like a database of precedents. So as you see right now, it says practical guidance on the top, and then it says share and purchase agreement here. So this is a precedent provided by as report collaboration with Winston & Strawn. This is a precedent. So you can download this document, and then you can use it right away. So this is already drafted and written in Hong Kong law, and easy for you to use instead of drafting from scratch, even searching for your internal database. And there are so many of them, and you may not be able to find the best ones to suit your needs. So all you need to do is just download this and change the particulars to your facts, and then you're good to go. Now, in addition to this, we also provide some notes, what we call drafting notes here, is to give you better idea as to the implementation, the reasons why we have these clauses in the first place. So this drafting notes is more like an in-depth information about why you need this clause or you want to delete or anything. So you'll be giving you a better understanding of this agreement. Yeah. So this is about these two categories and how that may impact your legal practice. Now, so this is some of the testimonial we received from the legal market. So I just showed here with instead of hearing from us, you can also hear from the legal field, other people, what they're actually saying about this our products. So now I'm not going to say the quote verbatim, but you can read it on the screen right now. So this is something for your information. So this is the first and the second category that we have launched in the market in Hong Kong. I don't have much time left. I would talk about the last category, about Alexis China. Now, we don't have much slides, so it's very pretty close to the end. Now, so Alexis China, we have a separate platform just purely focusing on China. So this is the interface that it looks like. Now, in China, most of the issues that we come across would be there's so many laws out there, and then you don't know which law is actually relevant to you. On our platform, you can actually pinpoint, so for example, Shenzhen, or even for a particular city that you want, and choose the practice areas and choose the industries that you want. And then the system will be able to pull out all these information, targeting just that region, just the practice areas, or just those industries for your reference. So this is a brand new technology that we have in China that's capable to help you for that area. In addition to this, we also cover multiple practice areas at the same time. So this is when you can look in the dashboard on the screen. This is what we cover so far. So whether it's banking, whether it's corporate, bankruptcy, criminal, whatsoever, everything is actually pretty much covered for Alexis China platform. So this is how comprehensive it is, and a lot of really prestigious companies and even courts also be adopting our software as well. So if you're like responsible for Chinese laws or whatsoever, we would really encourage you to give it a try. At least contact us for a trial for this platform for your reference. If you only understand English, this platform also provides English as well. All right. So this is something we provide in bilingual in both Chinese and English as well. And we also provide you with big data. So if you want to know, like, what would be the most people litigated and what were the most litigated cases in Shanghai and Beijing, you can choose your regions. We'll also give you a portfolio in terms of the court statistics, and you can also see from there. And then you can see how they may impact your business and how they may impact your firms and pitching clients as well, if that is necessary. So this is something very helpful to do a litigation strategy or even for a pitch strategy.
Great. Okay. Yeah. We do have only 1 minute left, and I have a couple of questions. Sure. So I just want to get that question answered too.
Yeah, sure. It's just the last slide here. So if you have any questions, the platform also provide Q&A. So the network, we have a bunch of PRC experts clients, PRC experts, legal consultants will be able to answer queries that you may have about PRC law. So this would be the last slide. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. This would be our information. Yeah, so if you have any questions, please feel free to share with us. And sorry, Jeffrey, for interrupting. And yeah, so that would be the presentation today. Is anything that you want from us, please feel free to contact us.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Timothy. It is actually quite interesting where I think it's a few years ago, if we do have to research for cases in China or other jurisdictions, we do have to basically use different platforms, etc. and sort of thing. Yeah. Now, so the question coming in is actually a very long question, but I'm going to sum it up. So, you know, what it is that, you know, what separate LexisNexis from other legal solution platform? Because there are a lot out there.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I thought are you still okay? You tell me the question. That's it.
Yeah. What separate LexisNexis from other legal solution platform?
I thought you still continue your question. Okay. Yeah. So I think mainly two parts. So Of course, each provider, each company would have their own exclusive content. Of course, for cases, legislation, they're pretty much standard across different companies. But we have our exclusive content like Holsbury's annotated ordinances, or some really well-known brands like Matthew Bander, or even Hospital Laws of England, or in multiple jurisdictions. These will be content exclusive to LexisNexis. They only we publish. This will be exclusive content from us. And so if you're interested in content like legislation or whatsoever, I believe annotated ordinance will be something that you cannot live without, especially for company's ordinance or all these ordinances in Hong Kong. That's the first part. The second part will be our technology. So the thing you've seen just now, whether it's about searching for case legislation, even if you go to other free resources or even other solutions provider, you won't be able to see the intuitiveness and the customer friendliness that you've just seen right now in terms of these different color coding system or these abbreviations, synonyms, Chinese search. This is really different from other search platform that you may have, at least for the color coding system. Probably you only seen it from us. Because there's a latest technology that we've embedded from our US offices. So of course, I let you be the judge. Whoever asks this question, I'll let you be the judge to see how's it different. Please feel free to contact us for a trial to see for yourself instead of just hearing from us. So I believe in terms of content and technology, this will be something that's very distinct us from other solutions.
Okay. I know that most of the people, 100+ people here, all coming from a legal background. There are a couple of there are financial services and also private equity asking as well. Does it cover? I mean, any coverage on private equity informations?
Yeah, we do. So we actually publish private equity content and and from our companies as well. So we have something called private equity in Hong Kong, China. We also got these M&A publications as well. So if you're interested, please feel free to contact us. We do have such content. It's really, really exclusive from our publications, are really important. And so you may not necessarily find much information in the market. So just feel free to contact us for the details. We have such content from our publications. We do.
So meaning that because of this time of crisis and disruption, like I said, a lot of companies are now merging, or basically they're thinking about selling, etc. And those things. They can use this information to do research, right?
Yep.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Can we basically go thank you, applause to Timothy? And also, if you can help me complete the poll, there's 6 questions there. First questions, which of the following technology are you currently use the most? What are the biggest barrier for you in gaining access to legal technology? What are the greatest resistance in managing your work duty effectively? What is the existing tool that most of you using to manage your duty? And last one, which is which of the following works is most relevant to you, etc. Also, this is the last one. So, which one of the following jurisdiction does your business cover the most? If you can basically vote it, that would be great. And this will basically provide us a bit more knowledge about our audience today. Thank you again. Can we basically get a thank you applause to Timothy? And again, we don't leave. We basically have our next session straight away. We're going to take just 1 or 2 minute break. And again, on your top left-hand side schedule, you can basically go to your next sessions, which is focus on learning how to basically do investigation in global lockdown. And that's it. Thank you so much, Timothy.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
See you soon.
Thank you.